Hello my fellow YouTubians, this is PoolSharkWizard, and today guys we are back playing some Feed the Beast on the Block Party server. This definitely looks different now guys. I have kind of re-engineered this whole thing so it's a little bit more automated, basically because I want to try to start doing a lot more mining off camera now, and I wanted to, you know, do mining where I could just have stuff go into an ender chest and then it would automatically go through the macerator and then automatically into the electric furnace, then from the electric furnace basically out to another chest that we have here. I've upgraded my chests to be gold chests just because they hold a whole lot more area right there, as you guys can see. And I've also switched this up and I've put the extractor on the bottom because you don't really need to have the extractor automated, and because I don't use it that often except for when I'm using the sticky resin to make rubber. But I've also added this setup back here where I've pretty much just added a whole nother bat box in here. The reason being is because now when this bat box is running, it can power all of our powered furnace, our macerator, and also our extractor, so it can power all three of those. But it also has this backup power supply, so when we do use the power, it will basically drain out of this bat box and go into this one, and then in the background this one can keep on charging up. It just seems you could have as many bat boxes in here as you'd like, and it just seems to work pretty darn slick. So I like it. Basically I'm gonna kind of show you guys how this thing works. I basically have these wooden transport pipes right here, and they're redstone engines that are hooked up, and I'm going to show you guys how to build this stuff over on the test world, but I wanted to show you guys kind of the final result first. So basically now when we turn on this lever right here, all three of these engines will start running, and what those do is that pulls items out of the transport pipes. So for example, I do have some iron right here, and you could either put the iron right into the macerator like this, and it will go through and pump them out, and then that will remove out of the macerator right there, goes into our electric furnace. The electric furnace kind of cooks everything up, and then this final chest right here is where the final iron ingots will arrive at. And the thing that's definitely cool about it is if I want to throw this into an ender chest, I can do the same thing. So we'll just throw one in there for now, and it will basically remove out of this ender chest into the macerator to break that down. And I've also added a lot of overclocks in these. It seems to make it a heck of a lot faster. Spent a lot of time making those things. It was kind of funny. Maybe I'll show you guys the recipe of them quick since we have it open. So you basically use the electronic circuit. You have a couple of copper cables on the outside, and then you use these 10K coolant cells, which are basically, you use like a water bucket, or I was using I think it was just water cells in the center. And for a water cell, if we look at the water cells right there, you just throw tin on around the outside, boom, that gives you your 10K coolant. So I'll just open up water cell here so you guys can see what that looks like, and it's right here. And I didn't do it this way. I basically for the most part created the empty cells, which is just 4 pieces of tin. Once I had the empty cells, because you use 4 pieces of tin, gives you 16 of these empty cells, and then I basically just kind of cruised right on over to my water supply here and filled them up in there, and then I was going back and forth, and that's how I created all the overclockers, which are definitely a cool little addition, and I think it's pretty nice. It definitely speeds things up quite a bit, and that's kind of why I wanted to do the macerator off the bat, the macerator and the electric furnace, because you can upgrade them and make them go faster. But guys, let's take a quick break. Let's cruise on over to my test world as I turn these engines off, and I'm going to show you guys how I basically put all this stuff together. So hang tight, folks. Hey guys, we are back, and now we're over at the test world, and I'm going to show you guys how to build our automated macerator and furnace setup. So we're going to do it in the reverse style. So we're going to start on this side and we're going to continue over this way, as opposed to in my on the block party server it was going this way. So I just wanted to show you guys the different variety, because you don't have to do it one particular way. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a place that is 4 high, 1 2 3 4 high, and it has to be 5 wide, 1 2 3 4 5, and then it's also just 1 deep right here. So basically in this whole area is basically where our little setup's going to be. So to start this off, I already have this thing all hooked up. I already have some solar panels out here which help during the day, but then at night I have this setup back here, the water setup. So they basically both go into our bat boxes here, and I just have 2 different bat boxes here. So this setup actually has 3 bat boxes, where the one in the block party has 2, but it just helps out because I wanted to see how quickly each of these produce basically by themselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to wire right off of this bat box right up here, because as you guys can see, all the hydro energy is coming into this bat box, and it's going from this bat box into this one, and all of our solar panels are going into this one. So they all go to this one specific area. So let's go ahead and let's start by placing down our bat box. Forgot I had my jetpack on there. And basically we're just going to cut this out. Like as I mentioned, right here is the second bat box that we were talking about. Now we're just going to run some wires back here. So hold down shift, and we're bringing back our copper wires like so, and then we can throw down our bat box right here. And now as you guys can see, this little circle that's on the end, we actually want this circle to be pointing on this side. So what we have to do first is we have to create one of these bronze wrenches here. So it's bronze ingots in a Y shape just like this, and it gives you one of these wrenches. So to change that up, you just basically right click on the face that you want the little port stick out of, and then we will take another piece of our copper cable and we'll hook that up to that point. Now for the next steps, basically we're going to have the macerator here, we're going to have our electric furnace here, and right down in this place right down here is where we are going to place our, let me just move that out of the way, right down there is where we're going to place our extractor. So let's go ahead and let's place these things down. We're going to start out with the macerator right here, and then as we place the extractor down below just like this, and then we are going to place our electric furnace right here. Now with that, now we can just basically throw in this copper cable right here, and it gives power to all 3 of these. So as you guys can see, all of these are powered, and this bat box is already charged completely up. The reason it's already charged completely up is because I already had those other 2 backup bat boxes. So if we were to get rid of this thing, just do a double click on it. As soon as we hook this thing up, you're going to see how quickly this thing will charge up. So yeah, it's pretty nifty. It's a nice little setup, so you don't have to have those huge powerful basically machines. And we are going to right click on this side, so we have our circle facing this way. And now if we right click on here without that selected, you can see how rapidly this thing's charging up. So before you know, it's going to be up at that 40,000 mark, and as we swing right down here, it should basically be draining out of this one first, and see how it's barely moving. That's because it's taking the power from this one. So it's kind of a cool little setup. You guys don't have to do it that way, but that's the way that I have it. Alright, so now we have our macerator powered, we have our electric furnace powered, and we have our extractor powered. So now what we're going to need is we're going to need some of this wooden transport pipe. And to show you guys how that is created, we will open that up. Wooden. We'll just try wood. wood transport pipe right here. And it's basically just taking 2 planks and putting a block of glass in the center, and that will give you 8 of these wooden transport pipes. Now for the wooden transport pipes, what we're also going to need is we're going to need this wrench right here. So let's go ahead and look at that wrench right here. So we're going to need this wrench, and we need that wrench. So this is the this is the one that will basically turn the wood transport pipes the way that we want them facing. So to make it, pretty simple. Use 3 pieces of iron. You use a stone gear to get a stone gear. You have to create a regular wooden gear, and then from the wooden gear, then you can upgrade it to the stone by putting cobblestone around the outside. And then finally, you just add these 3 iron ingots, and that gives you the wrench that we need. So now we can take our wooden transport pipes, and we can basically hold down shift, set it right here. So right now you can notice this big, the wood part is right there. We actually want to have the wood on the other side. So you basically just right click it with the wrench, and it does that part just fine and dandy. And then out of this one, we are going to need another one. If we hold down shift, and it already has it going out right here, and then we can place down our chest right at the end, just like this. So that's pretty much the idea behind it. Now what we're going to need is we're going to need these redstone engines. So I'm going to prep that up quick, guys, and we will be back in a moment. Hey guys, we are back. Now let's get on with these. Basically for the redstone engines right here, you basically have to have the redstone engines above the wooden transport pipes for them to actually operate. So to make these redstone engines, we're just going to look it up. I'm going to show you guys the recipe for it. Redstone engine right here, and it's not too bad. We do the wooden gears, which we've done before. You use a piston, so it's 2 wooden gears, a piston, another glass block, and then 3 planks of any style, and that will give you a redstone engine. Thing that's nice about the redstone engines is they don't overheat and that sort of thing. So what we're going to do here is we are going to place one of these redstone engines basically right above this pipe right here, and what that's going to do is that's going to activate this pipe. Now we place another redstone engine right here, but see how it's facing this way? We actually want the blue part facing down to this transport pipe. So once again, we're going to use our wrench that we use to turn these transport pipes, and you do it the same way with the engine. So right there, now they're both pointing in the correct direction that we need, and now we will just grab a lever right here, and you can just throw a lever basically right here. And what that's going to do is when you click that lever, they're both going to go at the same time. So it's definitely a cool little addition. And while those levers are going, so at this point pretty much we can just put a piece of iron in, and it will go all the way through the process. It's going to take a little time for the macerator, but then it will get the two iron dusts, and then once it has that, then it's going to move it right down into the electric furnace. So we'll just wait here and see how this thing works. And it is pretty slow, so now it's going to take the dust and it's going to pull it out, and it's going to put it inside the iron furnace, or the electric furnace there. It's going to cook them up. Once it cooks them up, then it will move them right over into our chest as completed ingots, as completed iron ingots. So it's definitely a cool little setup, and I'm going to go into more detail here on how we can get the chest working. It's pretty much the same type of way. So let's turn these off for now, because we have both of our iron ingots right here. And you noticed how kind of slow that took. So that's where the overclockers come into play, and I'll probably touch on those a little bit later. So now the next thing that we're going to need is we are going to need our ender chest. Do I have my ender chest? Right here. And this ender chest I have set up for to go off of this ender chest right here. So it's kind of cool. What we'll do is I had to cut away this block right up on top, because you have to have an open block above so the chest will actually open up. And then we will take another wooden transport pipe, hold down shift right there. We're going to have to turn it so the output is coming out of the chest, and then we will finally throw down this other redstone engine. Now, the thing that you could do here, if you wanted to independently turn the actual ender chest part on and off, you could just place a lever right in front of the redstone engine. It would kind of go by itself, and I have these hooked up to the inverted lamps. And then it will pull things out of the chest. But I like having it where when you click one lever, all three of the engines are going to go. So we're just going to remove that, the lever for now. And we are going to go make this happen so it can work on that third one. Now, the thing that's nice about setting it up in this stair format is it already kind of gives you a way to get to the top. So it's definitely helped. You just have to kind of jump, and I'll cut some of this stuff away here. And let's see, we want to go right above this block here. And where this, we want to have this block right here. Basically, we want the redstone going right into that block. So I'm just going to mark it with a piece of wooden plank right there, and that will show us how we want the redstone. So if we use our redstone now, right here, and we just kind of drag this right into the block, it goes directly into this block. So once we click this lever now, it's going to ignite this block as well. And another thing that I like doing on the actual lever block is throw down a redstone lamp. So let's grab our redstone lamp right here, like so. Throw our lever on top of there. Get everything nice and organized. Boom. Nope, not there. Come back here. Want you on there. And then we can replace the redstone right there. So now, basically what's going to happen now is when we click this lever, all three of the engines will start working. So it's definitely a cool addition. Pretty simple way to wire up that third one. Of course, you could just do it independently and have the lever up here like I mentioned before. So now I'm going to prep. This thing right now is complete, but we are going to go into the overclocking. So give me a moment, guys. I will be back, and then we can get into the overclocking part of this. Hey guys, we are back, and now we are going to get into the overclocking because we want to overclock the macerator for sure, and we're going to overclock the electric furnace as well. So to make these, basically these overclockers, it's kind of expensive. It is kind of expensive. You need the electronic circuit, you need a couple of copper cables, and you need these 10K coolant cells. To get the 10K coolant cells, you can use a bunch of different varieties. You can use actual water cells, or you could actually use a bucket of water and get your bucket back, and I'm going to show you both ways. So to start out, I'm just going to make some empty cells, because with 4 pieces of tin you get 16 empty cells. So with the empty cells, you can simply just walk over to our water source supply here and just keep on filling them up pretty much. So it definitely works, and it's probably, oh, we can keep on going. Are these things stacking? They are stacking. I'll be darned. So it makes it a lot easier when you're using the water cells, because you can just basically stack them. So I'm just going to fill up all these, and then we're going to move over here, and then we're actually going to make these 10K coolant cells. To make those, you pretty much just need to use like one of these water cells in the center, and then tin ingots around the outside. So that will give you one of these. Or you could also use the tin, and you could just use a bucket of water. Now, of course, it will give you back your bucket, which is a nice thing. But then you have to go back and you have to fill up the bucket and keep on going, and so on and so forth. So what I think we're going to do is, I think we need a bunch of these. So I'm just going to make a bunch of these like this and put a bunch of them in here. And then just take them out, because we need 3 per each one. So I'm doing 4, so there's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're just going to take a quick break on those, and hopefully, where can I set these? We don't need those slabs right now. Now to make the actual overclocker, it's not too shabby. You use 3 of these cells like I mentioned before. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. Then we can use our electronic circuit right there, and then we can use 2 of these copper cables. So basically that gives us an overclocker, and since we're making 4, I'm just going to keep on making these, and then we will be back and I'll show you guys how, well, we can make 1 more, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with that. Right there we got 10, so 10 will be a good start, just to show you guys how these work. So now if we look at the macerator, let's go ahead and turn this on. If we look at the macerator right now and we throw a piece of iron in it, you guys saw how slowly basically that created the iron ore. Now with the overclockers, what I've found is the macerators, the overclockers definitely help the macerators. It's better to have more overclockers in the macerator than it is in the electric furnace, and I'll show you guys why. So as soon as that removes, then I'm going to throw like 1 of these overclockers up here, just 1 of them, and now we can take a look and see it does go faster. See how much faster that's going? So with that in mind, I'm just going to add 5 more. So you guys will definitely see a huge speed bonus to when these things are overclocked. So we'll wait for this last one to leave right there, and we have a total of 6 in here right now. Now this thing's gonna fly right through. See, look at how fast that just kind of boom, basically done. Now when we move down to the iron furnace, you can see how kind of slowly that's making that. It's not really that slow, but it's kind of slow. Let's throw an overclocker in it and see how much faster that arrow just went. So each one of these that we use, it's just going to go faster. So for this, I think I'll just keep 4 in there. For this one, we have 6 in there, and then we can try this out once again. So we'll see how fast this thing goes through. Goes through quite rapidly there. Then it will spit out right here, and let's watch how fast a 4 overclock works. Boom, done. So as you guys can see, the overclockers are definitely a huge improvement over just having the standard slow moving one. So it definitely helps. But guys, I think I'm gonna call the video good here. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions. And I think it's a great setup. I wish I would have done this before. But you know, I was going, okay, I'm kind of tired of moving this stuff manually by myself, so I wanted to do some sort of setup. So I started playing around quite a bit, and I came across this one video that had this step design in there. I can't remember what it is. If I remember to once this video is going, if I remember which video that I saw, I'll leave it like in the comments, or have like a little screen flash or something of the person's name that I actually saw this setup originally on. And I've seen a lot of different setups, and this one just seems to be the most compact and seemed to work really well. So guys, this is PoolSharkWizard. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. Please let me know, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. Have yourselves a great night, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care, and bye-bye.